my music in the sun. I'm a joker, I'm a smoker, I'm a midnight toker. I sure don't want to hurt no one.
Stephen Miller Band? I always have to check. I gotta check to see if I get it right. Lonnie has the music over. Hit the next one. Let's play Name That Tune. Let's see if I can get the next. If I get the next one, I'm your host BKP. If I get the next one, then I'll move on. Hit the next song. Did it? Why are you laughing? You don't think I know this? Well, first of all, it's Through the Jungle. It's CCR.
You were wrong on the title.
But I got CCR.
It's CCR.
It is CCR, but it's Run Through the Jungle. I know that's not the name of it, but that line is in there. Yeah. CCR. Okay, we're gonna move on. I promised if I got the next song, we move on. Name that tune. You can't stump me.
Would you like to know the title?
Go for it.
Born on the Bayou.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, Born on the Bayou. Yeah, that's right. But I knew it was CCR. You can't stump me. If we got into titles, you can stump me. But Name That Tune, I'm gonna hit Name That Tune. Good morning, and that's some of the joys. What is your joy out there? I mean, you might say, well, BKP, you're silly. That's a joy. That's some of the joys. It's the silly little joys of life that we have, and we want to protect them. It doesn't matter if it's playing Name That Tune. The silly little joys that we have in life, the quality of life, the fun that we have, the what we want to do. And we're the bad people, Mr. President, for wanting to preserve that for all who want to come and enjoy that. We're not saying we don't want you to come here. But we want you to come here and enjoy Name That Tune. Not Can I Kill You on Times Square. Kind of going a little different direction here. I am your host, BKP. Good morning from the office, North Georgia's only live online morning show. The president, are you, I know I don't, you're saying, well, you should not go on this show and publicly stoke fear in people. I'm just sharing my opinion. I'm afraid of him. I'm serious, man. This guy scares the daylights out of me. If he can stand up at a podium and he can make fun of Republican candidates that are trying to take... Why? Let me ask you a question. Why are you out there in the area of, polling? Why are you putting out numbers in the 60s? 58, 60, 70%. Why are you putting these polling numbers out that you're opposed to the Syrian refugees coming here? Okay? Why are you putting those numbers out? Okay? Increasing the number of Syrian refugees coming into this country. Do you approve or disapprove? 56% say they disapprove. 59% were independents. Overwhelming military force is the best way to defeat terrorism. Okay? Too much military force creates hatred and leads to more terrorism. Overwhelming military force is the best way to defeat terrorism is 58%. Okay? Now here's an interesting one. This is NBC. Sending additional ground troops to fight ISIS in Iraq and Syria. It's real simple. It says support and oppose. Support, 65%. Oppose, 31%. Now, if you're saying this as the American people, why won't your president say this? he scares the daylights out of me. I have to tell you, I know you don't like me coming here and saying that, but he absolutely scares the daylights out of me. FetcherNews.com. Follow us, Chief at send us a message, chief@FetcherNews.com, or text us 706-889-9700 if you want to get involved in the conversation. Or also, you can send us, you can call in if you want to get involved, or text us at that number. Follow us on Twitter @FetcherNews, #GMFTO. Now, an interesting thing, a couple things we want to highlight. Now, Fetcher News has made the AJC.com a couple times here in the last 2 weeks. 2 weeks ago, we sent the, hold on, I got it here. 2 weeks ago, I did an interview. I did an interview with Sam Snyder, and Sam Snyder is opposing the Speaker of the House, David Ralston. And I did an interview on the phone with him, and I think I asked tough questions, and I did the interview. It's online. You can hear it. But immediately the AJC picked it up, Jim Galloway, and I appreciate anytime you hear Fetcher News, and it said something like, the headline was Ralston Round 2, and Round 2, Ralston Round 2. And in the second paragraph of the article, I seen where it said something like, in a recent interview with Fetcher News, and it had a link to my interview. So I said, oh, okay, that's great. Now, yesterday, Jim Galloway, 14 months later, journalist. I did a segment yesterday. Did we put that up, Lonnie, yesterday? The Tisdale segment? Okay, and we named it that so people will know. 14 months later, journalist indicted for recording GOP rally in Dawson County. This is from Jim Galloway here. 14 months later, journalist indicted for recording GOP rally in Dawson County, AJC. The picture, if you go check that out this morning, the picture of the Attorney General Sam Olens and Nydia Tisdale, that is at Burt's Pumpkin Farm, and that picture. Journalist Nydia Tisdale poses with Attorney General Sam Olens shortly before her arrest, which is true, in 2014. Photo courtesy of BKP here, FetcherNews.com. So we're back on there. And then at the end it said Office and Dawson County Board of... It says click here for a bit of history. So when you click there for a bit of history, it goes to the original story. And of the AJC, it goes to the original story. Last Saturday began sweetly for Nydia Tisdale, journalist, and it says what did he call me, Jim Galloway? He said, Brian Pritchard, a capitalist journalist. I'm a capitalist journalist with Fetcher News. So you can click there and read my story. But anyhow, Lonnie, and within 2 weeks, we made the AJC twice. Okay, FetcherNews.com. We've gotten up there twice. Now, here's something from the AJC this morning that'll have a lot of you concerned. This is from Greg Bluestein. Georgia Democrats, Brian Kemp's incompetence led to voter data breach. Now, Brian Kemp is the Secretary of State. Is that right, Lonnie? Is he Secretary of State, Brian Kemp? He's over elections, right? I think he has, Secretary of State Brian Kemp. I think he has aspirations of being your governor. I'm pretty sure. He was on tour. He came to Gilmer County. He went to all the counties. He's been out and about. He came to visit the sheriff and visit the district attorney and visit the election offices of most of the rural counties. He's been going out and about. Some people called it a campaign tour. Those are my words, is what I was told. I asked somebody, I said, asked an individual, I said, what is the Secretary of State, Brian Kemp, doing visiting the courthouses? And the individual said, well, he's on a campaign tour. But Georgia Democrats pounced on the data breach that led to the release of private information of more than 6 million voters. Your information is out there. Now, as media, I can get the voter roll from the state. I'm pretty sure all it is I can call today or send a request, and they will send me your name and your address, and that's it. Okay, I can get the voter roll today as media. That's public record. But calling for Nathan Deal, Georgia Democrats pounced on the data breach that led to the release of private information of more than 6 million voters, calling for Nathan Deal to order an immediate investigation into Secretary of State Brian Kemp's handling of the situation. Kemp, seen as a potential 2018 Republican contender for governor, faces a class action lawsuit filed by 2 Georgia women who said Kemp's office released the information, which includes Social Security numbers and other details, to media, political parties, and other paying subscribers for the info. Now, here's my understanding is I don't have to pay. That's my understanding as media. I don't have to pay. FetcherNews.com, I guess we have to pay for the document, whatever, $10, $12, or whatever it costs to make the document. But we can get that. But if political organizations or individuals want to get voter registration, I think it's $500. I'm not for sure to get that information, but you can get it. Here's the problem is they put out Social Security numbers and other information. Let me go further into this. Democrat Party of Georgia Chair DeBose Porter said Kemp's incompetence has now put all Georgians on red alert. Added Porter, this wasn't hacking. This is government official Brian Kemp distributing the personal identification information of over 6 million Georgians. My privacy has been compromised and yours probably has as well. It's been over a month and not a single voter has been notified. It took a lawsuit for Georgians to learn of the information has been compromised. Now, Kemp's office has responded. Kemp's office blamed a clerical error. It said 12 organizations, including statewide political parties, news media organizations, and Georgia gun owners magazines received the file. There's 12 organizations that got the wrong file, okay? Several recipients, including the AJC, the Georgia GOP, the Democrat Party of Georgia, said they have already returned the file, but at least one recipient hasn't rushed to comply with the state's request. Now, the state has sent out to all 12 that got this CD. There's a CD that went out that has all of your voter information on it. If I get a CD with voter information, that is public, okay? That is public if I get information on voters. If I get that, it's public, and it would have, again, just your name and your address. It would not have your Social Security number, your telephone number, all the vital information. That was released in 12 CDs that I understand, or 12 organizations got the entire list. They asked for everybody to return them politely. Please return the information. But it's already out there. Several recipients, again, I'll repeat, including the AJC, the Georgia GOP, and the Democrat Party of Georgia, said they have already returned the file, but at least one recipient hasn't rushed to complete with the state's request. If you notice the word is request, I don't think they can make you give it back. I'm not for sure. I am out at my daughter's shooting competition, the Libertarian Party, Doug Craig said in a text when he asked if he would return the file. Going to tomorrow, maybe is what he said. That was Libertarian Party's Doug Craig said, maybe I'll return it tomorrow. In a quote, the election is 3 years out, but some conservatives are predicting the issue may not go away. and I don't think it will either. So we'll see developments here with Brian Kemp, the Georgia Secretary of State, who clerically made an error and sent 12 organizations all of your information, not just who you are at name and rank. They sent all the information, okay, was sent out on you. So we'll see where this goes. That's from the AJC, the Political Insider this morning. We'll see where that goes. Are we back?
Yep.
Would you stop with the CCR?
I did. I just go through.
That's the third time today I've come out of break with CCR.
I think the music service is trying to tell you something.
I'm okay with CCR, but it's... Really?
I just think it's funny that you're on a Zeppelin radio and getting CCR.
Give me the next song. See if I get anything on the next song. I like to do Name That Tune. Hold on. Stevie Ray Vaughan.
No. Yes.
Yes, right?
Yes.
Does that aggravate you? Did I get them all? Stevie Ray Vaughan. I got them all. Good morning from the office.
That's
North
okay.
Georgia's... Huh?
You still tried to call George Jones George Strait yesterday.
Yeah, I did. Good morning from the office. North Georgia's only live online morning show. BKP here. Welcome all. Welcome our new viewers. We have been talking with Superintendent Dr. Wilkes and also of schools, Gilmer County Schools, and the principal. We're going to put that together because there's been a lot of incorrect information. Now, I'm not coming down. I don't have time. It's already 9:31. The show ends at 10 o'clock. I got to do a wrap up. You know that. But I'm telling you now, I'm not going to get controversial on do I believe in Common Core, don't believe in Common Core. I'm not getting into that. I do have my feelings concerning Common Core, but that is not what I was trying to solve today. Always remember that, okay? My goal is to bring you information, so I was not trying to solve Common Core today. I was trying to get more clarity on these milestones tests for you out there. And, hey, I think... We got into something, Lonnie, I really like this because last year, I'm going to be interested in this, and I think we finally got into something, and I'm glad Dr. Wilkes was welcome to open it. But Lonnie, we got into if it is a pass for everybody, no pun intended, everybody passed, but if it was not held against them this year, the teacher's assessment, the student's assessment, and we're in November, and most of December for high school is going to be these tests, then I think we got into a little bit of how are they going to hold them harmless this year?
And that's the big thing, because we talked about yesterday, and in the article that you'll find on Petro News, is that everybody was saying it's okay, there's this whole hold harmless, but what everybody would, in the same breath, would also say, but we're testing in 2 weeks, in 3 weeks.
You don't have the data. They haven't had the data all year. So I'm going to say, good, bad, or ugly, they do have a point to argue. But then I'm going to tell you another thing now. The whole hold harmless thing doesn't. I'm okay, but. I'm in an age of accountability. I think we've got to go back to accountability. So I think when you put something new in, I'm going to touch around on this. I'm not as upset that the first year they were not going to hold it against you, and just thinking out of the box, if they would have took the test and 10 days later, the data would be back and they would have something to work with. You understand?
And everybody knew.
Because I am definitely an accountability. I think accountability has to be there.
I think the way this came down, and I came in towards the end of the year picking up on a couple things, and I kindly wasn't really in on the milestones testing, but I think what everybody knew it was going to take a decent amount of time to get back, but I don't think anybody figured it would take until November. I think people were expecting, okay, we'll look for it, mid to late summer, but we'll still have time to put it in and take that data and go into the next year, which is now this year and is almost half over before we finally got the testings back. So honestly, when I look around and when I talk to educators and when I talk to teachers, when I talk to students and parents, I get a different thing. But the biggest complaint, I guess, is, if you want to put it like that, the biggest worry that I hear from educators and administrators is, like you just said, it's this thing that, it's November. What do you expect us to do? It's testing's in 2 weeks and we just got the scores back. So what is it that you expect us to learn from this before we go into these tests in 2 weeks?
Well, the inefficiencies in government, and if we go into the second year, and these are our children, and I'm not debating. I think anybody out there knows they have not heard me debate Common Core this morning. I've not debated it. The reality to me that I will say publicly on this camera and on this show is this is par for the course of inefficiency in government. It just is. It's our children, and that bothers me the most. It's our children. And if you had a test that you were going to implement and you did not have a plan to finalize this test and get the data back to the teachers. Now, what Dr. Wilkes said this morning that I think she's hitting a home run with, Lonnie. You walk down the halls, and I said this, and I want to reiterate it. North Georgia, and I upset so many people throughout the course of the day. I don't even know why I do this. But North Georgia still, and there's so many counties in North Georgia that still assimilate local school systems, and they're closer to having control. Now, you're out there yelling at the TV now or yelling at the screen saying, we have no local control. This is our problem. The closest thing you have to any local controls is still in a school system is North Georgia. That's the closest thing we have. And when she says she walks down the hall and sees a lot of good teachers, a lot of good instructors, she's telling the truth. I mean, this goes for Pickens County, Fannin County, Gilmer County. There are a lot of great teachers when you walk down these halls, okay?
And I would say with that, people might hear that and they're like, well, how can you say we have good teachers and we're scoring in 30%? How do you explain that? And I'd say to those, without so much defending, I would say look at the graduation rate at 91%. We talked about that this morning. But also, let's look at the idea of what is behind this, and what they're pushing for is raising the bar. Helping our kids to grow and get stronger. And a lot of the press releases say, in the changing world, in the modern world, there's different things that you have to be proficient with. There's different things that you have to be educated on. So, on one hand, I have to say, okay, I'm a little in agreement with it. Maybe after a decade of CRCT and EOCT, maybe it's time to change. Maybe to update, to upgrade, and to move into the new standards. But again, it falls back on, okay, well, you want us to upgrade and you want us to update and you want us to change. Where's the data to go along with it? It's in November, and how are we supposed to change? And also, look back and see how this affects the state in a generality as teachers. And you always have to look at education. You always have to look, and I hate this, but you also always have to look at education as somewhat of a business. How do you attract good teachers? How do you build a good education system for the kids? And a lot of those teachers look at standards like this, but a lot of those teachers look at how you react and how you plan. And I think, a lot of what we heard today is setting goals for the future, improving. I haven't heard a lot of, the blame is here and the blame is here and the blame is here. The great thing that I love about our Gilmer County schools is that what I've heard today is, look, this is what it is, and this is how we are going to improve. This is what we are going to do to make it better. This is what we are going to do to improve. And that's I guess the bottom line is the takeaway, as you like to say. The takeaway for me is that I'm not hearing a lot of, oh, blame this guy or blame that guy. It's their fault. It's, this is what it is, and let's move forward. Let's improve.
A lot of people are saying, I'm receiving emails this morning saying, trash Common Core, raise the standards and trash Common Core. Standards, I think, need to be raised. I think people are accepting that. We have good teachers. I can go on all morning. I thank you for the email because I think I would say, with the exception of a couple words, not meanings. The meaning of your email I have to concur with, and I received here, I have to concur with the meaning of your email. My biggest concern is inefficiency in government. I'm going to just say real quick and wrap it up. Why did you administer a test, right or wrong or indifferent? Why did you administer a test that you did not have a plan to produce the data in an efficient amount of time for the people to take the data, apply it to the children that were getting instruction so they could be prepared for this year's test? Now, was that too simplistic, or is that inefficient government at work as usual? And I'm going to end the discussion on this morning by saying it's not the teachers, people. Trust me, it's not the teachers. Okay? I asked, boy, I don't know the word end. I asked Dr. Wilkes if they had been contacted by the state, because I think superintendents out in the rural areas, out in the the real part of Georgia, I think superintendents should have a voice. And you heard the answer on that. So let me move forward here because it is 9:41. We have 20 minutes. I want to go through something really quick. 8 Syrians caught at the Texas border. 8 Syrians have been caught. 2 federal agents operating under the umbrella of the U.S. Customs and Border Protection are claiming that 8 Syrian illegal aliens attempted to enter Texas from Mexico in the Laredo sector. Maybe Mr. President can read these articles also. Now, let's go to another one briefly here. 8. Now, we told you about 5 guys, right? Told you about that. 5 guys headed to the U.S. with fake passports. That has now changed. It is turned in. It's turned into 6. Let me pull that up. We no longer have 5. 5 is now 6. So the 6th. You have this here from Gateway Pundit. I read this at 5 o'clock this morning, and we had our milestone testing program today. But this is from Jim Hoff. November 19th at 6 a.m. this morning. So I told a lie. I read it at 5. I actually read it at 6 a.m. Yes, I know what I just said, but I knew it was early. I knew it was early, probably earlier than most of you were up. Anyhow, I read this morning that there were 5 Syrians with stolen Greek passports tried to enter the U.S. from Honduras. Breaking news, Honduras has detained 5 Syrians who were traveling by land to the United States with stolen Greek passports. The pictures are up here. Now, the Syrian men were held, there's a 6th one now. The Syrian men were held in Honduras after the arrival from Costa Rica. The men had traveled by air from Syria to Lebanon, then to Turkey, then to Brazil, Argentina, Costa Rica, and on to Honduras. You know how many times they heard, we hope you enjoy the flight. We will be coming down the center of the aisle with refreshment carts for you that have fake passports headed to the U.S. Now this, a sixth Syrian man with a similar bogus passport was arrested in Honduras on Friday. Reuters mentioned the 6th man arrested at the end of today's video. Now that is Mr. President, maybe you can read that account. Now, I want to know from you. Now, I'm reading this 6 Syrians with fake U.S. passports. Now, ISIS has bragged that in the thousands of refugees, they're hiding, infiltrating ISIS terrorists within them. They brag that that's happening. They brag they're going to do that. Not me. You go Google that. You can find it. ISIS brags that they are doing this. Brags. But yet, the President of the United States wants to lead you to believe, through Josh Ernst, that this is a Republican problem and it's the Republicans' fault. I'm going to take a brief break. BKP, good morning from the office. North Georgia's only live online morning show, and I will be back right after these messages to wrap up. Mr. President, you scared the daylights out of me. I got to give you credit for that. Take a break, Lonnie.
Only one thing beats a day's price on a new Chevy. It's our pre-owned price. Now at the Days Chevy Jasper Pre-Owned Supercenter. Save thousands off original MSRP on the best selection of pre-owned vehicles in the North Georgia mountains. Cars, trucks, SUVs, even luxury vehicles. Many with factory warranty. And all thousands below new car prices. We can even help rebuild your credit. Save thousands today at the Days Chevy Jasper Pre-Owned Supercenter. The North Georgia mountains big volume, low price leader.
Better days ahead, Days Chevrolet.
Find new roads.
Hi, I'm Rhonda the Mattress Lady, and this is my husband Gary, owners of Mattress Overstocked in LJ next to Walmart. And we want to earn your business. From the time you walk in our door to the time we deliver your new mattress to your door, you will see the difference. Our selection and prices are the best in North Georgia, and customer service is our top priority. So y'all come on in and let us help you find the right mattress at the right price. That's Mattress Overstocked in LJ next to Walmart.
LJ Tire Company since 1955. With a huge range of tires at the lowest price and fast, hassle-free service, LJ Tire is all you need every time. LJ Tire carries only the top brands in the industry: Cooper, Michelin, Mickey Thompson, Pirelli, and Yokohama. Stop in and let AES certified mechanics change your oil today. Life doesn't slow down for car maintenance, and LJ Tire won't either. If your car is tired of its tires, go to LJ Tire.
I'm Sheriff Dane Kirby, and I'll stand up for you.
I'm Stacy Nicholson, Sheriff of Gilmer County, and I will stand up for you.
Stand up and speak out. No matter how rich, cool, talented you believe yourself to be, how you treat people ultimately tells all. I am Allison Sosby, District Attorney, and I'll stand up for you.
New Schottenkirk Ford in Jasper, Highway 515 South, Jasper. SchottenkirkFordJasper.com.
What you gonna do with all that junk?
El Rey and LJ.
El Rey Mexican Restaurant.
Family owned and operated, and a local favorite for families, parties, and meetings.
Great prices.
Friendly service and delicious Mexican cuisine.
Patio dining available.
Come sing in Carlos's Cantina every Friday 9 to 1.
Eat in or take away.
Same location for 14 years. Open 7 days at the corner of Maddox Drive and 515. North Georgia's favorite Mexican cuisine.
El Rey.
El Rey and LJ.
Let it ride during the Lucky 7 sales event at Lifetime Kia. Come try your luck in the Money Machine. Yes, come take a test drive and you get a chance to grab for cash in the Money Machine. Plus, shop big-time savings on every vehicle in stock. And remember, Kias come with a 10-year, 100,000-mile warranty. And Lifetime Kia will extend that warranty for as long as you own it. Come try your luck in the Money Machine and experience the savings at Lifetime Kia.
North Georgia Diamond is your source for diamonds. Come on in to view the area's largest selection of fine jewelry at North Georgia Diamond. All repairs and designs are done on site by our jewelers. And North Georgia Diamond has the lowest prices on loose diamonds. You can also sell your gold, silver, and coins at North Georgia Diamond between Walmart and Lowe's in East Ellijay. Locally owned by Bill and Allison Craig, North Georgia Diamond is your source for diamonds in North Georgia.
Led Zeppelin? Wait a minute. Jimmy Page and the Black Crowes?
Survey says yes.
Jimmy Page and the Black Crowes.
Survey says yes.
What are you going to do with me, folks? Jimmy Page and the Black Crowes? Bob, that makes you mad, don't it?
No, that doesn't make me mad at all because your initial guess was Zeppelin.
Which, this is a Zeppelin tune. And Jimmy Page is part of Zeppelin. No, Jimmy Page got with the Black Crowes. Don't get me all worked up. We got 9 minutes. Jimmy Page got with the Black Crowes, and he did some Zeppelin remakes that are very, very good. I am your host, BKP. Good morning from the office. North Georgia's only live online morning show. We want to have plenty of time to give our sponsors at the end of the show. Paul Ryan, first major act as Speaker of the House, block any amendments to flawed refugee resettlement bill. Paul Ryan, all eyes are on you. Now, we've got 8 minutes here to close the show. We are going to find out Paul Ryan. Now, I don't have time. A lot of people may wish that I would have taken today to tell you that Doug Collins and Tom Graves and David Perdue and you are out there. We have already brought that up. You are out there telling us. For you that did not tune in earlier, why will the president not listen to the American people? Why do we stay in trouble with him? Why does he attack us more than he does the enemy? Why will he not say war? Why will he not say radical Islam? Why will he not talk about Muslims? Why are the refugees that come in this country 93% Muslim, 3% Christian? Why will he not get upset when Christians are attacked? Why? We don't know. He's dangerous. This guy is scary, dangerous. Increasing the number of Syrian refugees coming into this country. That's the question. 41 approve of that. 56% of you say no. Overwhelming military force is the best way to defeat terrorism. 58% of you say that. Sending additional ground troops to fight ISIS in Iraq and Syria. 65% of you agree with that. Your military is waiting on go. I mean, we do not want to lose any more, not another innocent life for a worthless cause. Let's make sure that's clear. Worthless cause. But your military is waiting on go. They can clean them out. Now, Obama, with 6 minutes left, came into office determined to tear this country down. For all of you that hate what I just said, he was determined. To him and the game plan When he went like this, on that inauguration day, the game plan was to fundamentally change the country, as he said in his own words, and he did. He did, okay? He has been a success in his eyes. He's just got to get your guns. He's got to finish off the EPA and get your guns. As soon as he can get that done, he's finished. He's finished. He was determined you would not be a world power. The Arab Spring, the Great Cairo speech, he immediately went into that. He knew it took this time to screw up the whole damn world. But he knew he wanted us to not be a superpower. He knew he wanted other people to have superiority over us, that we were no better than anybody, and he was going to prove it, and he has. He has our allies. He has our allies looking to Russia and China. He has our allies calling Russia and China, Vladimir Putin and President Ching Chang or whoever he is. He has our allies looking to China and Russia. Yes, instead of us. We have John Kerry. This dumbass stands over there and says that the Charlie Hebdo attack was inspired, rational, had maybe, he says the stupidest stuff. I mean, if you're running a corporation today, the very last word that came out of John Kerry's mouth, let me tell you, Lonnie will tell you, you would be getting a text, call me now. That would be now. You call, boom, wrap it up, brother. Bring it home. Bring it home. No, you don't work for me anymore. You do not work for me anymore. You got it? And you say, well, you're not rational. You would just do things off the cuff. Let me tell you something. American people looking for a leader that will do some things off the cuff. They're looking for a problem solver. Now, I'm getting out there a little bit. I know it. Paul Ryan, the first major action Paul Ryan has, will take as Speaker of the House is blocking amendments with a closed rule process on flawed bill dealing with immigration. House Homeland Security Committee Chairman Mike McCall, Americans Security Against Foreign Enemies Act, which he claims puts in place a robust vetting process for refugees, is under heavy scrutiny as it heads to the floor, vote for the floor Thursday. Members of both parties, Republican and Democrat, have criticized it. President Obama has even threatened to veto of it if ever it reaches his desk, while several Republicans believe it's simply a show vote that won't fix the problem. Now it's official. As of late Wednesday evening, House GOP leadership is blocking any amendments from being offered to the bill as the legislation is rushed to the House floor. Okay, now we're going to watch this today. We're not going to get into the minutia because of the fact is we could get it wrong, and we got 3 minutes. Paul Ryan, let me tell you something, Speaker of the House Ryan, do not negotiate, do not work with, do not accept anything less. Come to the American people, come to us. Get out in front of the TV, tell the American people what's at stake, tell them what could happen, tell them that it's national security and you cannot waver one bit. Let me tell you something. The House and the Senate can make certain things happen when it comes to our national security, and a traitor or somebody that is causing us harm. President of the United States is causing this country harm. I'm BKP. Good morning from the office. North Georgia's only live online morning show. I did not get the full opportunity to get as controversial as I would like. John Kerry said it was legitimate and rational. Times Square, don't worry, because there's no stop and frisk, and if you report anything suspicious, it'll be considered racial profiling. My estimate is somewhere in the heartland there will be a strike, and we are not prepared. Poor working conditions and $15 minimum wage is what they're demanding at airports on strike, SEIU. We did our milestone testing. We will have that on the internet later today. We want to end this morning by saying thank you to Days Chevrolet, Circuit World, Mesquite Grill, L&L Beanery, Salon 84 Hair and Color, Clock Tower Gifts and Boutique, Woodbridge Inn, Sensations, 1907 Restaurant, UPS Store in East LJ, North Georgia, Diamond Mattress Overstocked, LJ Fitness, WebWorks Lawn Care, 706-889-4893, 706-889-4893. That's WebWorks Lawn Care, Messrs. Orchards, and Blue Ridge Ace Hardware Amish Furniture. I am your host, BKP. We will be back with Fetch Fun Friday. Fetch Fun Friday tomorrow morning. Enjoy your beautiful afternoon of 68 degrees. Hey, it's 10 a.m. and we have, again, Led Zeppelin. We'll end on that. We have been getting the lead out all morning, and we'll be back tomorrow at 7.